At-Tabari, he mentions that Aisha radiallahu anha was born 4 years before Nabuwah. At-Tabari has a view that she was born 4 years before Nabuwah, and another opinion 4 years after Nabuwah. So what does that tell you? That even Ibn Hajar and Tabari, they were not able to produce exact ages of when Aisha was born. Now it's very important to understand why. The Arab had no calendar. Even today, even though we have calendars today, I mean every country has a calendar. Right? There's no country now that doesn't have a calendar. But even today, those of you born in other countries, if you ask your grandmother, how old are you? She'll tell you, well, I don't really know. I was born a few years before this person, or a few years after that person, or my mother said you were born in this year. One of my own teachers, Sheikh Sadiq Al-Manna from Sudan, I told him, when were you born? He says, Wallahi, I don't really know. All my mother told me is it was the year that rained a lot. He says, when we went to Saudi to study as little kids, they just made up birth dates for us. Many of the brothers that came to the United States from Somalia, if you look at their birthdays, subhanAllah, they were all born on the 1st of January. I'm not sure what happened 9 months before that in Somalia, but apparently most of the brothers from Somalia were all born the same day, and it was the 1st of January. New Year's, according to the solar calendar, was apparently a day of birth in Somalia. Why? Because many of these cultures don't really care when you were born. What you're more concerned about is when you die and what you did in your life. You know, Al-Bidayah wal-Nihaya, you know how it's organized? All of our Tullab al-Ilm, you never open the book, you just look at it online. It's organized by the year people died. So if you want to look up Asma bint Abi Bakr radiallahu anha, you can't look up her name. You can't look up her birthday. You have to look up her death year. And then it will cover everybody who died that year and what their life was about. And that's how most of the Islamic scholars, they deal. And if you look at the lives of most of the Islamic scholars, and you look at their biographies, you will say, well, it was said he was born in this year, or maybe this year, or it was unknown when he was born, but he died this year. And usually when you look at the name of the scholar, the death date will be given. More common than their birth. So, these are very important factors to understand. Because when we go to the narration from Sahih Bukhari, and narration 3894, Aisha radiallahu anha herself says that I was given to be married, and in the nikah, at the age of 6. And the marriage was consummated at the age of 9. But in another report, which is in Sahih Muslim, Hadith number 1422, she says, I was given at the age of 7. So you see, even though they're all Sahih. And another report, it says that consummation was at the age of 10. So based on this, one thing to understand, we do not doubt the authenticity of these ahadith. There's no doubt. These apologetics today, these wannabes that come out, oh no, it's in Bukhari, no need to sell out. The hadith is sahih without a doubt. What does that mean though? It means the sanad is connected. There are 5 shurut, everybody knows for sahih hadith, right? Al-Bukhari has more even, mashallah. Muslim has more as well. There is no weak narrator. There is no ilal in the wording. There's no grammatical errors. There is no iqlab in it. We say the hadith is sahih. Aisha radiallahu anha said this, no doubt. But did she actually know her age or not? Allah knows best. Because many people today, even I'm telling you today, you go to the Muslim lands, you go to villages, you go to deserts, they may guess at their age. So did she say that? Sure she did, no doubt. But was she right about her own age? Allah knows best. Because if you look at what her own sister Asma said about her own age, it contradicts what Aisha radiallahu anha said. So she might not have known her own age. And if she did, and if she is correct, then we are proud of this. We as Muslims are not ashamed of anything. I'm discussing this academically. I'm not discussing this to apologize for anything. Academically, looking at the age of Asma radiallahu anha, looking at some of the historical incidences, looking at some of the events that Aisha reports that she saw, that she would have been 2 or 3 years old if she saw. looking at that, it is possible that she was older. It is also possible that she was 6 at the time of engagement or 7. And the difference in narration shows that she herself may have said different numbers at different times, not being sure. Sometimes she said 6, sometimes she said 7. Consummation, sometimes she said 9, sometimes she said 10. Those are all Sahih hadith. So this means she wasn't really that concerned about the exact age.